The champagne glass trembled in Marcus Reed's hand. Not much. Just enough that the tiny bubbles caught the light wrong, sent little flashes across his white shirt. Enough that Jessica noticed. "Baby," she whispered, her freshly manicured hand pressing against his sleeve. "You okay?" Marcus couldn't answer. Couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Because across the ballroom, the double doors had just opened, and Zara was walking through them. Zara. His Zara. No, not his anymore. Not for 18 months. Not since she'd walked out over some argument he barely remembered. Something about credit, about recognition, about her name on things. Drama. He'd moved on. Upgraded, actually. He'd told his friends that. Told them Jessica was what success looks like. Had literally said those words at a party last month. New job in marketing, family money, the kind of effortless beauty that looked good in photos. The kind of woman who made other men jealous. But Zara looked different. She wore a red power suit that probably cost more than his car payment. Her natural hair was styled in a way that said boardroom, not bedroom. 4-inch heels that clicked on marble like a countdown. Diamond studs that caught every light in the room. And she was walking toward the stage. Why is she walking toward the stage? Marcus? Jessica's voice had an edge now. Who is that? Nobody, he said automatically. The lie tasted like copper. Someone from before. But Zara wasn't looking at him. She was looking at the podium where he'd been about to give his victory speech. His promotion announcement. Vice President of Strategic Operations. Youngest VP in company history. His moment. His night. David Chin, the VP of HR, was suddenly beside Marcus, his face pale under the party lights. "Marcus," David said quietly. "Urgently. I need to tell you something. We were going to brief you tomorrow, but..." "What?" Marcus's eyes never left Zara. She'd reached the stage. The CEO, former CEO, Marcus corrected himself. The old man had retired last month, was shaking her hand. Warmly. Like they knew each other. David's voice cracked slightly. "That's our new CEO." The words didn't make sense. CEO. Zara. Those two things couldn't exist in the same sentence. Marcus had dated Zara when she was a mid-level analyst. When she made $38,000 a year and wore the same 3 blazers on rotation. When she'd lived in his apartment because she couldn't afford rent on her own place. When she'd been grateful that he'd even looked at her. CEOs didn't come from analysts. CEOs didn't come from women he'd left behind. "There must be a mistake," Marcus said. "No mistake." David's voice was flat now. Professional. She was headhunted. The board hired her last month. Started today. Today. The same day as his promotion party. Zara took the microphone. The room quieted instantly. She had that kind of presence now, the kind that made people stop talking and pay attention. "Thank you all for being here," she said. Her voice was smooth, controlled, nothing like the girl who used to cry during arguments. "I know this is supposed to be a celebration for Marcus Reed's promotion to VP. And it is. I've heard wonderful things about his leadership." Marcus felt his chest unclench slightly. Maybe this was okay. Maybe she was being professional. Maybe. Actually, Zara's eyes landed on him for the first time. "Marcus and I have met before." The clench came back, tighter. Jessica's hand dropped from his arm. "Haven't we, baby?" The room went completely silent. And in that silence, Marcus Reed understood 3 things. 1. Zara knew exactly when his promotion party was scheduled. 2. She'd timed her first day specifically for this moment. 3. She hadn't come here to celebrate with him. She'd come to watch him drown. 18 months earlier. The rooftop bar smelled like expensive cologne and bad decisions. Marcus stood with his college buddies, 3 drinks deep, feeling invincible. New account closed. Bonus coming. Life was good. "So when are you gonna upgrade?" Travis asked, nodding toward the bathroom where Zara had just disappeared. "Upgrade what?" "Your girl, man." Travis laughed. "She's cute, don't get me wrong. But you're moving up. You need someone who looks like success, not someone who shops at Target." Marcus should have defended her. He didn't. Marcus swirled his whiskey. "You're not wrong." The words hung there. And Zara heard every single one. She'd come back from the bathroom early, frozen behind a pillar 10 feet away. Watching Marcus laugh with his friends. Watching him not correct them. Watching him nod when Travis said, "You need a woman who elevates your brand, bro." She didn't cry. She just walked back to the bathroom, fixed her makeup, and came back to the table like nothing happened. That night, in his apartment, their apartment, though only his name was on the lease, she'd waited until he fell asleep. Then she'd packed one bag, left her key on the counter, and walked out. Marcus had texted her the next morning, "Where are you?" She didn't respond. He texted again 3 days later, "Can we talk?" Still nothing. 2 weeks after that, he'd run into Jessica at a networking event. Blonde, polished, connected. Everything Travis said he needed. 1 month after Zara left, Marcus brought Jessica to a party. His party. At his company. And he'd introduced her with the exact words that would haunt him. "This is Jessica. My upgrade." Someone filmed it. Posted it to their company's internal Slack. It went viral in their industry. Everyone laughed. Everyone except the 3 women in Marcus's department who'd watched him take credit for Zara's work for 2 years. Who'd watched him block her promotion. Who'd watched him erase her contributions from every pitch deck, every presentation, every client meeting. They didn't laugh. They documented. Emails. Slack messages. Recorded meetings where Marcus said my strategy for plans Zara had written. Screenshots of him telling HR that Zara was difficult to work with right before her performance review. And they sent everything to a lawyer. Who sent it to the board. Who quietly settled for $2.3 million. But settlements take time. Legal processes. NDAs. Paperwork. And during all that time, while Marcus celebrated his upgrade, while he got promoted to VP, while he planned his victory party, Zara was doing something else. She was finishing her MBA. She was networking with CEOs Marcus would never meet. She was changing her name professionally so he wouldn't see her coming. And when a headhunter called about a CEO position, she'd asked one question. Which company? The headhunter told her. Zara had smiled. Because it was Marcus's company. And she didn't hesitate. Not for 1 second. She said yes. 12 months ago. Zara sat in a coffee shop 3 states away, staring at her laptop screen. The name at the top of the document, Z. Chin Martinez. Not Zara Williams anymore. Chin was her mother's maiden name. Martinez from her grandmother. Legal, professional, searchable. But not the name Marcus knew. Not the name he could Google to see what she'd been building. And she'd been building everything. The MBA program had been brutal. 16-hour days. Case studies. Networking events where she was the youngest person in the room. Where people talked about their companies, their portfolios, their exits. She'd absorbed it all. Every connection. Every lesson. Every contact. But she'd learned something else too. She'd learned she'd always been smarter than Marcus. She just made herself smaller to fit into his life. Example 1. The Chin account pitch. 3 years ago. Marcus had been panicking, big client, bigger expectations, no strategy. Zara had stayed up for 36 hours, building a presentation that predicted market trends 6 months out. Marcus presented it as his vision. Got promoted. Zara got a $500 spot bonus and a thanks for your support. Example 2. The logistics overhaul. Marcus's department was hemorrhaging efficiency. Zara rebuilt their entire workflow model in 2 weeks. Marcus presented it to the board as strategic restructuring I've implemented. They made him director of operations. Zara stayed an analyst. Example 3. The Hoffman deal. For $1 million contract. Biggest client in company history. Zara had found them. Cold called. Built the relationship. Closed the meeting. Marcus showed up to sign papers and take photos. His LinkedIn still said, personally secured Hoffman Industries partnership. Zara wasn't in a single photo. She'd lived this pattern for 2 years. Shrinking. Disappearing. Watching Marcus climb on work she'd built. Until the rooftop bar. Until upgrade. Until she realized he didn't just take credit for her work. He was embarrassed she existed at all. So she stopped existing. For him. And started building herself. The MBA led to consulting projects. Consulting led to speaking engagements. Speaking led to a profile in Business Insider, 30 under 30 leaders transforming operations. That article was what the headhunter saw. That article led to the phone call. 6 months ago, Zara sat in her new apartment, her own apartment, high-rise, city view, when her phone rang. Unknown number. Is this C. Chin Martinez? Speaking. My name is Rebecca Torres. I'm an executive recruiter. I have a CEO position that might interest you. Zara's heart didn't skip. She'd been waiting for this. Which company? Rebecca told her. Zara pulled up the website. Saw Marcus's face in the leadership section. Director of Operations, it said. She smiled. Tell me about the board, Zara said. They're looking for transformational leadership. Someone who can fix culture issues. Retention problems. What kind of culture issues? The exit interviews are concerning. Pattern of discrimination complaints. One name comes up repeatedly. Rebecca didn't say the name. She didn't have to. Send me the details, Zara said. I'm very interested. 3 months of interviews. Board presentations. Background checks. They loved her. She accepted the position with one condition. I want to start on the same day as your next VP promotion announcement. The board thought it was smart strategy. Leadership continuity. They had no idea. No idea Marcus Reed was about to meet the woman he'd called not ambitious enough. And learn what ambition actually looked like. Present moment. Zara's hand touched the microphone. The room held its breath. Marcus and I lived together, she said simply. For 2 years. Jessica's face went white. She turned to Marcus. You said you hadn't been serious with anyone. Marcus's voice cracked. You said you were single when we met, Jessica's voice rose. You said. Technically, Marcus scrambled, we'd broken up when. Had you? Zara's voice cut through clean as a knife. She pulled out her phone. Tapped the screen. The overhead displays flickered to life. Security footage. Marcus's apartment building. Timestamp, March 15th, 11:47 p.m. Marcus unlocking his door. Jessica behind him, laughing, kissing his neck. Zara's voice, calm. That's 2 weeks before you officially broke up with me via text. While I was visiting my sick mother. The room erupted in whispers. Jessica grabbed her clutch. Are you kidding me right now? Jess, wait. Don't. She backed away from him. Don't you dare. She pushed through the crowd toward the exit. Marcus moved to follow. Marcus. Zara's voice stopped him cold. We're not done. He froze. Every eye in the room on him. David Chin, the HR VP, looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. Since we're clearing the air, Zara continued, let's talk about work. She clicked to the next slide. An email. From Marcus to his team. Subject line, credit where it's due. The message, team, great work on the Chen account. My strategy paid off big. Drinks on me. This is from March 2023, Zara said. The Chen account. Remember that one, Marcus? Marcus's throat went dry. I built that pitch deck. All 73 slides. You presented it without changing a single word. Except the name on the cover. You changed prepared by Zara Williams to prepared by Marcus Reed. That was collaborative work. Was it? Next slide. Slack messages. Marcus to his boss. Zara is struggling with the workload. Might need to redistribute her responsibilities. Sent the same day Zara had asked for a promotion. The same day HR scheduled her performance review. The review where Marcus rated her meets expectations instead of exceeds. The review that blocked her raise. You told them I couldn't handle more responsibility, Zara said. While I was carrying your entire department. Marcus felt the room turning. Felt the weight of eyes. Felt his career starting to crack. This is inappropriate, he said, forcing strength into his voice. My personal relationships have nothing to do with. You're right. Zara's smile was ice. Let's talk about business instead. Let's talk about the $2.3 million discrimination settlement this company just paid. Because of you. The room went silent. Even the bartender stopped pouring. 3 women, Zara said. 3 separate complaints. All the same pattern. They rejected your advances. You blocked their promotions. You told HR they were difficult or not team players. I never. One of them was me. She let that sink in. The board settled quietly. NDAs all around. But settlements become public after 90 days. That's tomorrow, Marcus. The press gets the story tomorrow. David Chin closed his eyes. The other executives were already calculating damage control. Your promotion to VP? Zara's voice was velvet over steel. It's contingent on a performance review. 90 days. Under my direct supervision. Marcus couldn't breathe. So congratulations, Zara said. You got your promotion. And I got mine. The difference is. She stepped down from the stage. Walked directly to him. Stopped 6 inches away. Mine is permanent. She walked past him toward the exit. The crowd parted like water. At the door, she turned back. Oh, and Marcus? Welcome to the team. I look forward to working with you. The door closed behind her. And Marcus stood in the center of his promotion party, surrounded by colleagues who wouldn't meet his eyes, watching his girlfriend storm out, feeling his entire world collapse. The DJ didn't know what to do, so he just kept playing music. But nobody danced. 3 hours later, the venue was empty except for the cleaning crew and one man sitting alone at a table meant for 12. Marcus hadn't moved. His phone was exploding. 47 texts. 23 missed calls. 156 Slack messages. He couldn't look at any of them. The janitor wheeled a trash cart past. Stopped. Looked at Marcus. You okay, man? Marcus didn't answer. Didn't know how to answer. What do you say when your entire life implodes in 9 minutes? The janitor shrugged, kept cleaning. Marcus's phone buzzed again. Travis. Bro, what the FUCK just happened? His mother. Call me immediately. Jessica. Blocked. That last one hurt most. Not because he loved Jessica, but because she was proof he'd moved on. Proof he'd upgraded. Proof Zara hadn't mattered. And now that proof was gone. He heard heels clicking on marble. Looked up. Zara stood in the doorway, still wearing that red suit, looking like she owned the building. She probably did, technically. You're still here, she said. Not a question. An observation. Marcus's voice was hoarse. You destroyed me. No. She walked closer. I corrected the record. You humiliated me in front of the entire company. You humiliated yourself. She pulled out a chair, sat across from him. I just provided context. They sat in silence. The janitor's cart squeaked somewhere in the back. Why? Marcus finally asked. Why come back? You were gone. You were free. Why walk back into this? Zara studied him for a long moment. I need you to understand something, she said quietly. I didn't come back to hurt you. Could have fooled me. I came back to show you what you threw away when you decided I wasn't enough. Marcus looked at her. Really looked at her. She wasn't the girl he'd dated. The one who wore the same blazers, who lived in his apartment, who made herself smaller to fit into his life. This was someone else entirely. Every pitch you gave? Zara's voice was steady. I wrote it. Every client you landed? I prepped you. Every promotion you got? I made you look good enough to deserve it. That's not. The Chin account. The Hoffman deal. The logistics overhaul. The Morrison presentation that got you director. Should I keep going? Marcus's jaw tightened. You were good at presenting, Zara continued. Confident. Charismatic. People liked you. But the work? The actual strategy? The analysis? The innovation? That was me. You helped. I carried you. The words hit like a slap. And you knew it, she said. That's why you blocked my promotions. Why you told HR I was difficult. Why you made sure I stayed invisible. Because if I rose to your level, everyone would see what I could do. And then they'd wonder what you actually brought to the table. Marcus wanted to argue. But he couldn't. Because somewhere deep down, he'd always known. The board reviewed your performance, Zara said. Without my contributions. Without me covering for you. Without me fixing your mistakes. She leaned forward. You're barely meeting minimum standards, Marcus. That promotion? It wasn't a reward. It was a test. His stomach dropped. What? They wanted to see if you could succeed without someone propping you up. That 90-day review? It's not a formality. She stood. It's a countdown. Marcus felt ice in his veins. Prove you deserve this position, Zara said. Or you're gone. She walked toward the exit. Stopped at the door. And one more thing. She turned back. I never wanted revenge, Marcus. I just wanted you to see me. Really see me. As an equal. As valuable. As someone who mattered beyond what I could do for you. Her voice softened slightly. And now you will. Every single day. As your boss. The door closed behind her. Marcus sat alone in the empty venue. And for the first time in his life, he understood exactly how small he actually was. Day 1 under Zara. Marcus arrived at 7 a.m. She was already there. Her office, the corner office, glass walls, view of the entire city, glowed with light. She sat behind a desk that looked like it cost more than his car, typing on her laptop. She didn't look up when he walked past. 8 a.m., all hands meeting. The entire company crammed into the main conference room. Zara stood at the front, relaxed, confident. I know last night was unconventional, she said. And I apologize for the public nature of some revelations. But transparency matters. This company has had culture issues. Those issues end now. She clicked to a slide. New policies. Mandatory harassment training. Anonymous reporting system. Third-party HR audits quarterly. Promotion decisions reviewed by committee, not individuals. Marcus felt eyes on him. Everyone knew the policies were because of him. We're also restructuring leadership, Zara continued. I'll be meeting with each VP individually this week. Starting today. She looked directly at Marcus. Marcus, my office. 9 a.m. The meeting ended. People filed out, whispering. Nobody looked at Marcus. He was a ghost in his own company. 9 a.m., her office. Marcus knocked. Come in. He stepped inside. She had files spread across her desk. His files. Every project from the last 3 years. Sit, she said. He sat. Let's talk about performance, Zara began. The Chin account generated $4 million revenue. How much of that work did you personally do? Marcus swallowed. I managed the relationship. Did you build the pitch? No. Did you create the pricing strategy? No. Did you identify the client initially? No. So you showed up to meetings and signed papers. Managing is a skill. It is, Zara agreed. But you were credited as lead strategist. That's not management. That's fraud. She pulled out another file. Hoffman Industries. $6 million contract. Your LinkedIn says you personally secured the partnership. But the email trail shows someone else did all the legwork. She slid a printed email across the desk. From Zara's old account to Hoffman's CEO. 17 exchanges. All strategy, relationship building, problem solving. Marcus's name appeared once, in the signature line of the final contract. You're a figurehead, Zara said calmly. And figureheads are replaceable. Marcus felt panic rising. What do you want from me? I want you to do your actual job. I want you to prove you can lead without stealing credit. I want you to show me and this company that you're worth the salary we're paying you. She handed him a folder. New project. Meridian Corp wants a logistics proposal. They're considering 3 companies. Winner gets a 10-year contract worth $50 million. Marcus opened the folder. His heart sank. This is huge. Yes. I'll need a team. You have 1. 3 analysts. All new hires. None of them know your reputation yet. She smiled. Proposal due in 6 weeks. If you land this contract, you keep your position. If you don't. She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't have to. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. You've coasted on other people's work for years. Now let's see what Marcus Reed can actually do when he has to do it himself. Marcus stood. This is impossible. Is it? Or did I just make it look easy? He stormed out. Slammed her door. She didn't flinch. Just pulled out her phone and sent a text. Day 1, target acquired. Let's see if he sinks or swims. The response came immediately. My money's on sink. Zara smiled. This was going to be fun. Week 3. Marcus was drowning. The Meridian proposal was a nightmare. Complex supply chains, international regulations, cost projections that didn't make sense no matter how many times he ran the numbers. His team of 3 analysts looked at him with increasing doubt. "Do you want us to use the Miller methodology or the Chen framework?" one asked during a strategy session. Marcus stared at his laptop. Miller. But the Chen framework is specifically designed for international logistics. It's literally what we need for this. Right. Chen. Use that. The analyst exchanged glances with her colleagues. They knew. Everyone knew. Marcus had no idea what he was doing. Midnight, his apartment. Marcus sat surrounded by papers, laptop open, 5th coffee of the night going cold. His phone buzzed. Jessica's Instagram story, her with a new guy. Tall, successful looking, smiling at some rooftop bar. Caption, upgraded sparkles. The words stabbed through him. He'd used it first. Now it was being used against him. Another buzz. LinkedIn notification. Zara Chen Martinez has published an article. Title, The Hidden Labor. How Junior Employees Build Careers for Senior Leaders. He clicked it. His stomach dropped. The article didn't name him explicitly, but everyone would know. Every example, every anecdote, every pattern she described, it was all him. The article had 40,000 views in 3 hours. 2,300 comments. He scrolled through them. I've experienced this. This is why I left my last company. Name names, sis. Who did this to you? Someone had replied with a link to last week's tech blog article, Discrimination Settlement Rocks Local Firm. Marcus's name was in there, buried in paragraph 7. But there. His phone rang. Mom calling. He declined it. Couldn't face her questions. Couldn't admit that everything she'd been proud of was built on someone else's work. Week 4. The meeting. Meridian Corp's team called for a progress check. Marcus, his 3 analysts, and Zara on a video conference. "Show us what you've got so far," Meridian COO said. Marcus opened his presentation. Slide 3. The framework diagram was backward. Slide 7. The cost projections were off by 30%. Slide 12. He'd misspelled the client's company name. One of his analysts visibly winced. The Meridian team's expressions shifted from interested to concerned. "These numbers don't align with your initial proposal," their CFO said carefully. Marcus scrambled. "We're still refining." "This is week 4, the COO interrupted. "You should have preliminary models by now, not whatever this is." Zara, who'd been silent the entire call, spoke up. "Marcus, can I see your workflow documentation?" He froze. "Your workflow documentation? I don't have formal." "You don't have workflow docs for a $50 million proposal?" The Meridian team looked at each other. "Maybe we should schedule a follow-up when you're further along," their COO said diplomatically. The call ended. Silence in the conference room. The 3 analysts quietly gathered their things. Zara stood. "My office." "Now." Marcus followed her like a man walking to execution. She closed the door behind them. Didn't sit. Just looked at him. "You're failing," she said simply. "I need more time. You need competence. Time won't fix this. You set me up to fail." "No." Her voice was steel. "I gave you a chance to prove yourself. You're failing because you don't know how to do the work without someone else doing it for you." Marcus felt something crack inside him. "I made you," he said desperately. "I gave you opportunities. You took credit for my work and called it opportunity. I promoted you. You blocked every promotion I deserved and gave me scraps. I loved you." The words exploded out of him. Raw. Desperate. Zara went still. For the first time since her return, her expression softened. Just slightly. "No," she said quietly. "You loved what I could do for you. There's a difference." Marcus felt tears threatening. He blinked them back. "What happens now?" he whispered. Zara walked to her desk. Pulled out a document. "2 options," she said. 1. You resign. Effective immediately. We give you 3 months severance and a neutral reference. You leave quietly." She held up a second document. 2. You stay. I assign you a mentor. You do actual training. You learn how to do your job for real. No shortcuts. No stealing credit. No more coasting. A mentor. His voice cracked. "Like I'm an intern?" Like you're someone who never learned to do the work properly. She set both documents on her desk. 24 hours to decide. She walked to the door. Opened it. Choose wisely, Marcus. This is the last second chance you'll ever get. He stood there, looking at 2 documents. 2 futures. Both of them humiliating. Both of them deserved. 24 hours later, Marcus sat in his apartment, staring at his laptop screen. 2 documents open. Resignation letter on the left. Mentorship agreement on the right. His phone buzzed. Travis, bro, just resign. Why put yourself through this? His father, son, sometimes you have to know when to walk away. His mother, I still believe in you. Whatever you choose. He'd been up all night, thinking, remembering, seeing his entire career through new eyes. The Chen account, he'd presented Zara's work and gotten promoted. The Hoffman deal, he'd taken credit for her relationship building. The Morrison strategy, her innovation, his name. Every single achievement. Tainted. But there was something else too. A memory from 4 years ago. Before the promotions. Before the success. When he and Zara were just 2 people working insane hours in a startup incubator. He'd been panicking about a client presentation. Completely lost. Ready to quit. Zara had stayed up with him until 4 a.m. Not doing the work for him. Teaching him. Showing him how to think through problems. You're smarter than you think, she'd said. You just get in your own way. He'd kissed her that night. First time. Tasting coffee and ambition and something that felt like partnership. When had that changed? When had he started taking instead of learning? When had he stopped seeing her as a partner and started seeing her as a resource? The answer made him sick. The moment he realized he could. The moment he understood people would believe him over her. The moment he learned that confidence could substitute for competence. 7 a.m. Zara's office. Marcus walked in. She looked up from her computer. Decision. He placed a single document on her desk. The mentorship agreement. Signed. She picked it up. Examined it. Nodded. Okay. He'd expected more. Relief maybe. Or satisfaction. Your mentor starts Monday. Her name is Patricia Chin. She's been in operations for 20 years. She doesn't tolerate excuses or laziness. She will make you work harder than you've ever worked. Okay, he echoed. And Marcus. Zara's eyes met his. This isn't me being nice. This is me giving you the choice I never got. The choice to actually learn. To actually become competent. To actually earn your position. She stood. Don't waste it. He nodded. Turned to leave. One more thing. He stopped. The Meridian proposal? I'm assigning it to Patricia's team. You'll work under her as a junior strategist. Not leading. Supporting. His jaw tightened. That's non-negotiable. You'll do the work. You'll learn the process. And if you prove yourself capable over the next 6 months, we'll discuss advancement. 6 months. It took you 2 years to steal credit for work that should have taken 6 months to learn properly. Now you'll actually do the learning. She sat back down. Returned to her computer. Welcome to your second chance, Marcus. Try not to blow it. He left her office. And for the first time in years, he didn't feel like a VP. He felt like an analyst. Starting over. It was humiliating. It was deserved. And maybe, just maybe, it was exactly what he needed. 24 hours later, Marcus sat in his apartment, staring at his laptop screen. 2 documents open. Resignation letter on the left. Mentorship agreement on the right. His phone buzzed. Travis, bro, just resign. Why put yourself through this? His father, son, sometimes you have to know when to walk away. His mother, I still believe in you. Whatever you choose. He'd been up all night, thinking, remembering, seeing his entire career through new eyes. The Chen account, he'd presented Zara's work and gotten promoted. The Hoffman deal, he'd taken credit for her relationship building. The Morrison strategy, her innovation, his name. Every single achievement. Tainted. But there was something else too. A memory from 4 years ago. Before the promotions. Before the success. When he and Zara were just 2 people working insane hours in a startup incubator. He'd been panicking about a client presentation. completely lost, ready to quit. Zara had stayed up with him until 4 a.m., not doing the work for him, teaching him, showing him how to think through problems. You're smarter than you think, she'd said. You just get in your own way. He'd kissed her that night. First time. Tasting coffee and ambition and something that felt like partnership. When had that changed? When had he started taking instead of learning? When had he stopped seeing her as a partner and started seeing her as a resource? The answer made him sick. The moment he realized he could. The moment he understood people would believe him over her. The moment he learned that confidence could substitute for competence. 7 a.m., Zara's office. Marcus walked in. She looked up from her computer. Decision. He placed a single document on her desk. The mentorship agreement. Signed. She picked it up. Examined it. Nodded. Okay. He'd expected more. Relief maybe. Or satisfaction. Your mentor starts Monday. Her name is Patricia Chin. She's been in operations for 20 years. She doesn't tolerate excuses or laziness. She will make you work harder than you've ever worked. Okay, he echoed. And Marcus. Zara's eyes met his. This isn't me being nice. This is me giving you the choice I never got. The choice to actually learn. To actually become competent. To actually earn your position. She stood. Don't waste it. He nodded. Turned to leave. One more thing. He stopped. The Meridian proposal? I'm assigning it to Patricia's team. You'll work under her as a junior strategist. Not leading. Supporting. His jaw tightened. That's non-negotiable. You'll do the work. You'll learn the process. And if you prove yourself capable over the next 6 months, we'll discuss advancement. 6 months. It took you 2 years to steal credit for work that should have taken 6 months to learn properly. Now you'll actually do the learning. She sat back down. Returned to her computer. Welcome to your second chance, Marcus. Try not to blow it. He left her office. And for the first time in years, he didn't feel like a VP. He felt like an analyst. Starting over. It was humiliating. It was deserved. And maybe, just maybe, it was exactly what he needed. 6 months later, Marcus stood in front of the Hastings Industries board. His proposal. His work. His presentation. No stolen slides. No borrowed strategy. Just him. He was terrified. And he crushed it. The deal closed 2 weeks later. $8 million contract. His first real win. That night, the team went out to celebrate. Patricia actually bought him a drink. You did good, kid, she said. Coming from her, that was a standing ovation. Marcus looked across the bar. Zara stood near the window, talking with the CFO. She glanced over, caught his eye, nodded once. Respect. Not friendship. Not forgiveness. But respect. It was more than he deserved. 3 months later, Marcus resigned. Not in disgrace this time. In opportunity. A smaller company, director-level position, chance to build something real. His exit interview was with Zara. Why leave now, she asked. You're finally doing well here. Because I need to prove I can succeed somewhere where nobody knows my history. Where I have to build credibility from scratch. She nodded. That's mature. I learned from a good teacher. He paused. Several, actually. They sat in comfortable silence. Can I ask you something? Marcus said. Sure. Did you plan all of this? The CEO position. The timing. The mentorship. Was it all designed to teach me a lesson? Zara smiled. The CEO position was real. I earned that. The timing? That was calculated. I wanted you to see me succeed. To understand what you threw away. She leaned forward. But the mentorship? That was a test. Of what? Of whether you were capable of growth. Whether you'd run away or face yourself. Most people run, Marcus. They protect their ego at all costs. Why give me the chance? Because, she said slowly, I remembered the guy you used to be. Before the promotions. Before the ego. When we were just 2 people working crazy hours, believing we could build something. She looked out the window. That guy had potential. I wanted to see if he was still in there somewhere. And? Jury's still out. She smiled. But you're trending better. His last day. Marcus packed his office, the smaller office, the one without the view, and said goodbye to colleagues who actually liked him now, who respected him for his work, not his presentation skills. Patricia hugged him. "Don't fuck up out there," she said. "I'll try not to." In the lobby, Zara was waiting. "Walk you out?" "Sure." They walked in silence to the parking garage. At his car, she stopped. "Marcus?" "Yeah, thank you for choosing to stay. For doing the work. For proving that people can change. Thank you for giving me the chance." They stood there, two people whose lives had collided and diverged and somehow, impossibly, ended up better for it. "If you ever need a reference," Zara said, "I'll give you a real one now. About the work you actually did. I appreciate that." "And Marcus?" Her expression softened. "I never wanted to destroy you. I just wanted you to see me. To understand what you dismissed as not ambitious enough was always capable of more than you could imagine." "I see you now," he said. "I'm sorry it took losing everything to open my eyes. Most lessons cost something." She extended her hand. "Good luck out there." He shook it. Firm. Equal. Two professionals who'd survived a war and came out different people. He drove away. In his rearview mirror, Zara stood in the parking garage, watching him leave. She pulled out her phone. Texted Patricia, "He's gone." "Think he'll make it?" "Patricia, maybe." He finally learned the difference between looking successful and actually being competent. "Zara, that's all I wanted." She walked back inside. Back to her corner office. Back to her company. The company where she was no longer invisible. Where her name was on patents and presentations. Where upgrade meant becoming better, not finding better. 1 year later, Marcus ran into Zara at an industry conference. She was keynoting. Building ethical leadership in tech. He sat in the audience, taking notes. Watching her command the stage. Brilliant. Confident. Undeniable. After, in the networking area, they spoke briefly. "You're doing well," she observed, noting his new company's recent success. "Learning every day," he said. "How's everything at the company?" "Good. We're expanding. Just hit $100 million revenue." "That's amazing." "It is." She smiled. "And it's mine. My vision. My strategy. My work. As it should be." They talked for a few minutes more. Casual. Professional. Almost friendly. Before leaving, Marcus said, "I saw that video got taken down. The upgrade won." "I had it removed," Zara said. "Not for you. For me. I don't need to carry that around anymore." "Thank you." "Don't thank me. Just keep being better." She walked away. And Marcus watched her go. Not with longing. Not with regret. With respect. Because Zara Martinez had taught him the most valuable lesson of his life. Success you steal is temporary. Success you earn is permanent. And the only real upgrade is becoming someone who deserves what they have.